Hello guys, I'm back again. So I'm gonna right now I'm gonna go over a few of the things that my opponent said when they were up here. One of the things, well, first let's talk about one of the things that they suggested is that it actually hurts other people, like he just said. And one of the main things that I have brought up in the solvency of this issue is actually that we are trying to help other people by doing this. Not only are we eliminating the costs for the families, we're also eliminating the cost from the government. That's for people who can't afford it and they turn to the state for some help with their medical expenses. It actually cuts down that cost, which technically cuts down the cost on taxpayers. So if any of you pay taxes in this room, it cuts that medical treatment part back. When you look at this, the opponent here, Michael, he had said that there was only around 132 people that actually took this medication to commit suicide out of 218, and it's not very significant, it's not a very big number, but when you actually look at how many people it really affects, it's an exponential growth on all the people that it affects, their family, the taxpayers, the medical industry, the fact that they can help other people there. One of the huge things about it is that, as I said in the beginning, this here. One of the big things about it is I said this in the beginning, and I'm going to say it again. One of the big things about it is when people do this, some of the laws and requirements for donating organs is the patient actually has to be in a hospital, and they have to die in a hospital before they can donate an organ. And one of the things about it is those organs can help save other people's lives. However, if a disease or something takes over that organ, they can't transplant it into another human being. They will give that person cancer. However, before that happens, they're allowed to do this. According to the MD Health Physician-Assisted Suicide Pros, pre-informed death can help hospitals to save vital organs of the person willing to die. These organs can then be used to save others in need of them. So I actually see this helping many more people than what they look at. Another thing that we talked about, and they didn't really talk a whole much about, was the cost and also the influence by the doctors in the medical system, saying that doctors are going to be the ones who try and push people into it and stuff. And that's actually not true. According to Marta Rita, assisted suicide, the bill AB 1592 says that executives who run HMOs are the for the healthcare, like when you have medical insurance and stuff. Anyways, for the executives who run HMOs, you don't get to talk about physician-assisted dying in your boardrooms or in the back rooms of where you do business or in hallways. The only time you get to talk about physician-assisted dying is when the patient asks you to, they ask you about the procedure. This is the only time. Other than that, you are committing a felony. Not only that, but the patient has to request it. It can't just be brought up without the person requesting that. And according to Rita Marker, Assisted Suicide, the continuing debate, the patient must initiate the request for medication. The second constructive speaker here, Reyes, David, talked about the lottery and stuff, how you guys are so unlucky with the lottery, except for they brought up a couple of facts where these miracle patients happen to actually come through and live past the amount of time that they were condemned to die. But if you guys are so unlucky, why would you want to have to suffer? They're saying that you guys are going to have to suffer for a slight chance that you're probably not going to get in order to if PAS stays illegal. I don't see that right. I see that actually morally wrong in a sense. They're saying that you guys are going to have to suffer. And also they never provided any facts at all about these situations where people actually lived. I think only one of them brought it up. That's a hasty generalization, saying that that's a possibility after they already said that it's not a possibility. It's like winning the lottery. That's unrealistic. That doesn't even make sense. All right, thank you guys.
That was your